Hi guys, welcome back for another episode of Keep Ups with Canadian Women's Soccer. I'm very excited about the episode today because I did a little bit of research, collected a little bit of data, and created a couple cool charts representing that data. Specifically, it's going to be about coaches in Canada soccer and the opportunities that these female coaches have compared to males. We've talked a little bit about the opportunities for Canadian female soccer players, but coaches and referees are important aspects of the game too, and we want to see that increase for females as well. So, looking internationally, we see in the top 10 teams that there are 70% of the coaching roles assigned to females, which is awesome. So, that would be Germany ranked number 2, France, Netherlands, who will become the England coach soon, as well as the England coach, Brazil, Canada, and Japan all have female coaches, while the US now has a male coach but just had a female coach. Sweden and Australia both have male coaches as well right now. And so it's good to see that on the international level there are more female head coaches than males. But how are we doing domestically? The best way to measure how we're doing domestically for female head coaches is, I would say, through U Sports. Since we don't have a professional league, there's not many opportunities for female head coaches in that aspect. So looking at the female side of U Sports, that's probably our best estimate of how female coaching is going. And so I wasn't too impressed with what I saw. Keep in mind, I collected this data myself just based off of the websites for each team, and so it might not be 100% up to date, but I'm hoping that at least the head coaching data is up to date. As well, with Quebec leagues, I was trying to translate a little bit, so hopefully I got that all right as well. And so I find it really interesting. I broke it down into head coaches, assistant coaches, goalkeeper coaches, and as well as secondary coaches such as video analysis or management. And as they were listed on the websites. And as well, I kind of divided it by conference. So in Canada, there's 4 main conferences: the West, the East, OUA, Quebec. And then in OUA and the West, they split it up again into 2 because there's so many teams. And so the most success that we're having for female coaches is definitely in the assistant coach aspect. Across U Sports, we have about 49% of the assistant coach roles assigned to females, which is pretty good. I mean, compared to the rest of the aspects, at least. So that would be 51 of the 104 assistant coach spots have gone to females. And so this could be suggesting that as more young females are coming out of university, they're becoming interested in coaching. Or it could suggest the opposite in that there's not many opportunities for these young assistant coaches to advance to other aspects, such as being a head coach. And if you look at the head coach data, a measly 17% of head coaches in U Sports are females. And that's with the numbers increasing greatly just within the last couple of years. So now we have 9 female coaches out of 53 across U Sports. But as mentioned, I think that was just 6, maybe 2-3 years ago. And so you can see that as assistant coaches are doing well, head coaches are not. And same trend goes with goalkeeping and secondary coaches. You could argue this is because secondary and goalkeeping coaches are shared between the men's and women's teams. But why is there this stigma that a female soccer coach can't coach males? And why do these positions seem to more likely go to male coaches than to females? And so we'd like to see not only the head coaching increase on the female women's soccer side for female coaches, but as well coaches who represent both the men's and women's teams can be coached by females. And if you look at the specific regions and who's doing well and who's not, so there's a couple trends you can kind of see. The OUA West has pretty poor head coach representation with only 1, but I mean the other regions aren't doing much better with they mostly just have 2 female coaches. And then Quebec has none at all, which is definitely not good enough. I think they have 9 or 10 teams, and to not have one single female head coach, that's not good enough. And then so you could argue that the West of the West and the East also have the best representation for female coaches. And it's kind of interesting if you look further into the data, you would see that with a female head coach, there tends to be more female assistant coaches given opportunities and given roles, which is great. There are also some male head coaches who have been doing a good job with that. If you look at UBC, who's one of the West of the West. Their head coach has 3 assistant coaches who are females, and I believe they just had another female assistant coach who went on, and she's working with the Canada program more intricately now. So you can see there's a good environment there. And we're very thankful for the male coaches that we've had that have been great role models. And it's just, there's something about when you have a female head coach, it's priceless, and having that role model. And it's, males have so many opportunities on both the men's and women's side of the game, and if we can grow this opportunity for female head coaches and female secondary and goalkeeper coaches as well, then that's priceless for the girls that are growing up and can have that. Because in all honesty, for me, I had maybe one assistant female coach from age 14 to 15, and then one as well at university, and they were very small parts in the role in the system too. It was largely male dominated. So I'm very excited to see where this data might be even in 5 years from now, and how the percentages might increase. So let me know what you're thinking below, if any of these stats surprise you at all, if you found anything interesting. Please subscribe and stay tuned for more videos, because I'm definitely going to talk a little bit more about the coaching opportunities in Canada for females, as well as looking more at players and potentially looking at the referees as well. So I hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned. Thanks, guys.